The recent update on the alleged ritualist den discovered in Benin City. The owner of the said place is now in custody of the Edo State Police Command after appearing before Justice Mary Israeli in criminal court, who rejected his bail application. The suspect, known as Mr. Gabriel Chukwu, whose alleged ritualist den, located at Ekenwa Road, is standing trial for multiple count charges bordering on conspiracy to kill, murder, and felony. The counsel to the suspect, Barrister Osa Owage, in an exclusive interview with VOS TV, unfolded more events that took place.
The Gabriel Chukwu O2 is currently in custody, supposed to be in custody of the correctional center, but I understand that they need to do the coronavirus test before they can admit him in the prison custody. But I think as at yesterday, and even this morning, they were still in the police custody, and he will be transferred to the correctional center when the coronavirus test is done. They appeared in court yesterday on remand proceedings under Administration of Criminal Justice law. They provide for proceedings where the police bring their suspect to court and apply to the court to remand the suspect pending the advice from the DPP. So that was the proceedings that went on yesterday, not actually trial. Well, the charges borders around corpses and all of that. There are charges that are trumped up that in my view cannot be sustained with the facts that even the police investigated, cannot be sustained by the facts, by the findings of the police. I think essentially the reason why they had to go to the High Court is just to have him out of circulation, incarcerated for whatever purpose. Verily, I strongly believe that there is no way the charge that they put there can be sustained. One of which, if I recall very well, we have bordering on conspiracy, you have murder of unknown persons, which is the only capital offense. I think that was in Counsel 2 or so. Then you have charms, having charms, but all those charges certainly cannot be sustained. None can be sustained. In a situation like this, where the state or the prosecution brings murder to camouflage, so that you can take somebody out, keep somebody in incarceration, the court has a duty to make an inquiry, to lift the veil and check. Because what they call proof of evidence? That proof of evidence contains the statements of the witnesses, the statements of the suspect themselves, the investigation of the police, their findings and recommendations. The ingredients you must prove for murder includes that somebody died, that the cause of death of that person was occasioned by the person you are charging, that is the act or omission of that person caused the death of that person. 3, that the person had the intention to kill that person. And it must be persons known, identified. You can see the contradictions. They agree in one breath that in the charge itself, the contradictions is a mortician who doesn't have a license, the bodies were not properly kept, and at the same time you are saying the corpses you found there, he killed them. And if you recall, the DC in their what do you call it now, press conference or that they did, he stated they never mentioned the issue of murder. Even when a journalist asked, and that's a true position, was there anything related to ritual killing? He said nothing by their investigation relates to that. However, he said the person had charms. And in my view, his description of what charms is an insult to religion, to those who practice religions that keep shrines, which is contrary to section 130 of the criminal code. The criminal code, section 130, makes it a crime for you to insult another person's religion, and it's punishable by 2 years. And that's what the DC did in an interview to the world, saying that anything that has to do with shrine is occultic. And he said it in the innuendo is not one that is complimentary. He said it in a way, in a derogatory manner, which in my view is an insult to those who practice. In fact, a journalist in that press conference, asked the question, does this man not have the rights within the ambits of the law to worship his deity or his God in whichever way he chooses? He agreed that he has a right. But for him, the only way you can worship is not by shrine. Let him show me in any of our penal laws where having a shrine or being an ATRO, African Traditional Religion worshipper, is criminalized. It's not criminalized. What is criminalized is that if you do charms for people to commit crime, that is what is criminalized. The moment you are arrested, it is mandatory for you to be confronted with the charge for which you are arrested. He was never in my presence confronted with the charge of murder. He was never in my presence confronted with the charge of doing charms for people to commit crime.
The last is yet to be heard on this issue, as the case is adjourned to September 13, 2022 for hearing on the bail application. However, the Edo state government has scheduled mass burial for the corpses found off Ekema Road in Benin City, as well as those at the former mortuary at the defunct Aswen Hospital, located at First East Secular Road, Benin City. We'll keep you updated as things unfold.